story of strawberries and structured water was really great when I first came to Port Hueneme, California, and talked with Joe Johnson. But after about 6-7 weeks, the story got better. Got so much better, had to come back and talk to him some more.
Conscientious growers measure the effectiveness of their methods by the actual nutrient content that gets into their foods, as indicated by a Brix reading obtained with a refractometer. Before installing the photonic water device, this section of the field was considered the poorest, but in 6 short weeks' time, it's by far the best.
Joe, why don't you come in here? I stand there. And he's actually taller than me, but that's okay. All right, Joe, let's talk about what happened, because I guess the season had started to had waned. Is that it?
Well, they can only afford to produce the berries here as long as it's cost effective, and during different times of the season, the berries will be pulled from different part of the world, so the price in strawberries, like any commodity, will go up and down. So during the time when they need to produce, they'll push production and they'll add in fertilizer, and they'll get a lot of berries back. Now they've gone past the fresh market and past the cannery market, and they aren't fertilizing these fields anymore.
I see. So this is your Welch's jam and stuff like that season, that time now.
Yeah,
they can throw some sugar on it and mask anything, right?
Yeah, it's past that time. Well, yeah. Okay. Yes, and definitely the amount of sugar in the plant determines what the canneries will pay, or if they will even accept, depending on the cannery.
Okay, and yet this field here didn't get the memo that the season was over, so something's happening here.
They stopped fertilizing this field about 3 weeks ago, which normally would mean it would stop producing berries. They did their last feed and their last pick, and all across the rest of the field, there's a few berries, but here it's like they're still in full production, and they're just like they're still being fertilized, but they're not. And if you do a comparison, we walked down to the end of the field earlier, and the other side of the field, which is outside of the range of the structured water, it's yellow. It's looks exactly how it should look for this time of year.
As has become customary in terms of how it should look, because of the way things have been done all this time.
Right. They only give them enough water for them to get by, and minimal amounts of nutrients just to keep the plants alive until they want to push them again.
Okay. But as we walk down there, and it's about 1,000 feet or so roughly in that direction, we're seeing a palpable difference. I mean, a line of demarcation is based on the one is faded beyond a certain point.
Yeah, the berries on the very end of the field are about 1/3 of the size and have half the sugars. On this side of the field, they're 2 to 3 times bigger and up to 3 times the amount of sugar. So those two things together, it's like almost like the plant has 6 times more energy.
And we're saying 1,000 feet down, and we've walked down so we can actually show what the difference, because you can see that line, but the actual structuring unit is buried probably about 15 feet or so from us, right?
That's correct. Now, and that's one of the things Clayton Nolte told me, is that there would be a field effect on this. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. And it is interesting, because in the beginning, when we first put this unit together, or we put it on, the jump was only on this plot here, and we could walk from this side to that side, and there was this huge difference. There was a 2 points difference in average sugar, or in the Brix, and that was immediate.
And that was actually on the one watering too.
That was after one single watering. We were like, 48 hours afterwards, there's 20% jump. Well, now we are, 3 months later, and we have twice the sugar average that we had before, and it still holds consistent on the other side of the field. They're still running 4 to 6 in the area that wasn't treated, whereas you go down, we have 10 to 12 in the area that got direct watering was structured, and then it goes down about 2 points for the rest of the field, and at the end it just cuts in half.
Back to normal, so to speak.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
What was normal? Well, we expect normal to be changing here.
Yes, hopefully.
Wow.
On fields like this, on farms large and small, and in family households around the world, we're beginning to appreciate some of the gifts that lie in store for us when water is allowed to reset itself to its natural, balanced, and energetic state. That's the beauty of the photonic device, water that effectively delivers and sustains the gift of health rather than silently taking health away.